I probably shouldn't say this, but John, I got to ask you something. I'm at a bit of a moral crossroads.
Crossroads.
I'm in a place where I probably shouldn't be mentally, but I am, and I got to ask you what you think I should do. Can I do that? You're my friend, right? Can I?
Of course.
Okay.
Go ahead.
This is
important.
This isn't going to be pretty to hear, but I maybe I shouldn't. Oh, you know what?
What? No, this is the intro, so you kind of have to now.
John, I don't. Is it right that I want to have? Should I? Is it to have sex with your sister? Is it the right thing to think of? I'm thinking of it, John. I'm being honest. I told you this isn't going to be pretty to hear. Okay? And I need to ask you, man to man, is it right to want to have sex with your sister? Now listen, I'm talking spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally, financially. Help me, John. What should I do? Is it right?
Are you talking about my sister in particular? Or are you talking about, the greater, you're the people?
So I can't talk to you about this. You're just going to make a joke? It's a big joke. What should I do? I mean, I was raised Catholic. I don't think... What should I do? I don't know.
You probably thought it, but I don't know about saying it.
Should I? Okay, let me get to the point. Should I?
Say it?
Have it.
Have it?
Yes.
I don't think it's your choice.
So you don't think I should?
No.
Because your sister's pretty cute.
Yeah.
Live from the hard drive. I probably shouldn't say this, but with John Bateman and Matt Steffich.
There's a number out there somewhere.
57 times 365.
Yeah, 57 times 365. So doing a quick calculation here, if I do 57 times 365, that's 365. That's 20,805 mornings, basically,
No
that
kidding.
You shouldn't have woken up.
20,000.
Yeah.
Wow. Never thought of it that way.
That you probably shouldn't have woken up. You've been on borrowed time, basically,
I can think of at least 12 times where I tried not to wake up. I went out of my way.
God.
I went out of my way not to wake up.
More than 12 for me. Yeah, you should try, what's it called? Clinical depression. And that's not a medication.
I've only done event-driven depression. You've done clinical depression, which kind of impresses me.
Yeah.
Mine was like my dad died, my marriage broke down.
I feel terrible.
Oh, Matt's having a struggle, and I was depressed, and then I got better, and off I went and had a great time.
Yeah.
But you deal with a whole other level of...
It's a different animal.
We don't want to burden
Mine's
anybody.
more like a gorilla, and yours is like a monkey. If I was to use primates as...
But
metaphor.
What if my monkey was a regular monkey size, but I was only, a foot and a half tall myself?
So then the monkey would seem like a gorilla to you.
Right.
Well,
but that's
chimp, maybe.
That's depression for you. No,
Yeah,
everything's relative. Everything is relative.
What do you got tonight? I wrote down a bunch of things, and I don't know if we're going to get to them. I know the one thing we'll get to, of course, in the middle segment is Salt Spring Exchange.
We have to do the Salt Spring Exchange. There's so much, though. There's so much ground to cover. I mean, Justin Trudeau.
Yeah. Justin Trudeau.
You had me at Justin Trudeau.
Oh my God! Isn't he the?
Have you seen him naked on the? Go in and type Justin Trudeau nude on the Google.
He's got that First Nations tattoo going on. I also have weight loss. Maybe my own weight loss. I'd like to talk about. Halloween weapons. McDonald's, which is unrelated to my weight loss situation. Because where we've come from, as you know, there's no McDonald's. Not here. Not within striking distance.
Do you guys call it McDartmouths?
McDartmouth? No,
do you guys do,
I call
do
it
that?
I call it McDonald's.
McDartmouths?
McDonald's. Is it MAC?
It is MAC.
So it's McDonald's, not McDonald's. It's McDonald's.
No, it's Mac. Yeah.
Related anyway. I'm sure the McDonald's and the McDonald's were related.
Interestingly enough, they're not.
They've got to be.
You do a Wikipedia search, and MC McDonald and Mac McDonald, there's no relationship whatsoever. It's purely coincidental.
Do you vote?
Yes, I do.
I ran into a guy the other day.
Yes, that was me.
No. I ran into another guy the other day.
That was also me.
Okay.
Did he vote conservative?
Then I ran into a third guy.
Which was also me.
No, that one wasn't you. This was that other guy.
The first guy?
And the guy,
that was me.
The first thing the guy asked me in conversation was, "Hey, bud," he's blue collar, right? "Hey, bud." Hey.
So he's a tradesman.
"Hey, bud." Yep. "Hey, bud." And I was like, "How's it going?" And of course, he's a tradesman when he answers, "Oh, it's going." I'm like, "Okay, thanks for the information."
Why do you hate tradesmen so much? Why do you hate?
I don't.
Anyway, go on.
I don't like when I ask how it's going and somebody answers it's going. Because I didn't ask, "Oh, hey, is it going or not?" I asked
Answer
specifically
one or the other.
how it's going. Anyway, and the first thing he asked me is, "Who did you vote for?"
I like that. That's good.
It seemed really personal all of a sudden. Like normally I don't care. I run around yelling who I'm going to vote for, shaking people who I'm voting for.
Yeah.
But this time it seemed really personal. I didn't want to tell this guy.
Yeah.
And then we chatted for a minute about who I voted for. Do you want to know who I voted for?
I already know who you voted for. It was, no, I can't even say it. I can't even bring myself to utter it. Go on. Tell me about this tradesman, the simple tradesman you were talking to.
A simple tradesman. And he said, "Oh, yeah, I've never voted before." He's my age. I've never voted before.
So he's 21 and he's never voted.
I've never voted before. Yeah, he's never voted before. What's it like? What does it look like inside a polling station? And I was like, well, it looks a lot like a school or a hall.
Well, not the one I went to. I go in, I show them my ID. They said, go behind there. I go behind there. There's this naked woman.
What?
She goes, "Do you need something to drink?" I'm going, "Yeah, do I?" Right. So we have a couple martinis.
Was it Elizabeth
Turns
May?
out she's a Virgo.
Was it Elizabeth May?
Short, black glasses.
Yeah.
It was Elizabeth May.
Yeah.
It was her. Is she allowed to do that?
Well, I don't know. I think the rules are pretty sketchy.
I was there like 2 hours, maybe 3 hours. We had a great time. I really liked her.
You were behind a little cardboard enclosure for 2 or 3 hours.
For 2 to 3 hours, I didn't know who to vote for.
Didn't somebody kind of rush you out?
You would think, right? But I'm not proud of this, but I must admit that by the third hour of spending behind that little piece of cardboard with Elizabeth May, I ended up spoiling my ballot.
Oh, my God.
And when I say spoiling my ballot...
Yeah. With
Well, I really spoiled my ballot.
I didn't know, because we have a pre-production meeting every time. I didn't know that we were talking about spoiling things with...
Can you soil a ballot?
Soil and spoil at the same time.
Can you befoul a ballot? Because I really befouled that ballot.
Once I went
Defiled?
shopping. I went shopping in one of those kind of, excess stuff that they have in department stores in the basement. You go down.
Bargain bins. They're called bargain bins.
It's not a bargain bin. It's
$1.49 day.
No, it's like a bargain, big,
basement?
huge bargain basement, and it's got everything, like appliances
socks,
and everything.
Appliances.
Yeah, and there's a refrigerator.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at a refrigerator for some reason. Had
How old were you again?
Body to dispose of, or something like that.
Chest freezer.
Nobody ever checks the refrigerator.
You want to go to the chest freezer.
And it said, the refrigerator looked fine, but there was a sign on it that said, "Soiled refrigerator."
No, that got your attention.
Well, the thing that was the most off-putting about it was that nothing looked outwardly soiled about it.
So it must have been inwardly soiled.
Well, I don't know. Somebody did a good job cleaning up or something. Yeah. And if somebody did a good job cleaning up, that means somebody did something really bad in that fridge.
I went to buy a Cadillac once, and the guy selling it said, I go, "It's all good." He goes, "It's tight, numbers matching, low mileage." The previous owner was found in the trunk. I should mention that. And I said, "Yeah, that's a bit of bad mojo."
Yeah.
6 months after he went missing.
Wow.
And I was like, "Jeez."
Jeepers.
Okay, I'll take it.
That's the one you have now.
Yeah, that's the caddy I'm driving now. But it took about 8 months to really neutralize
unsoil.
It was pretty non-neutralized.
Tell me something. So we have now we have a benevolent dictator.
How dare you ask who I vote for?
We have a benevolent dictator, Justin Trudeau, who, according to many sources, is the hottest leader in the world.
Putin is looking over his shoulder.
Yeah.
You got Putin looking over his horse's shoulder to see, and there in his rearview mirror is Justin Trudeau galloping up on a
moose.
On a moose or something.
And there's pictures. I instantly, of course, I've Googled Justin Trudeau for a long time.
And then the internet came along.
Yeah. And that was just kind of wandering around behind him. And there's pictures of him boxing. And with boxing gloves and in this boxing position,
the old style where you got the fist
kind of backwards.
Yeah.
But that guy, he's buff.
So you're gonna
he's
hinge
really
your
down
leader.
to fighting weight.
What's his economic policies like, John?
I
Both
think
national and international. How would you describe?
All I know is generally, I understand liberals tax everybody into the Stone Ages, and then they also like to really work on huge deficits,
as in making more of them.
I guess.
You know what? He said at one point, and it was taken out of context, but I love the quote, the budget will balance itself. There's something magical about just saying that. Hey, what are you going to do about the budget? It'll balance itself. I don't know.
Does he have a majority?
Doesn't matter. He's got a majority. Exactly. You know what he's doing right now? He's filing his nails.
Another
in a Motel
thing I
6.
saw is normally the Prime Minister lives on 45 Huffax Drive.
24 Sussex.
Sussex, okay.
Hello?
Wow, 24 Sussex Drive. Yeah. And he is not going to live there because there's apparently millions of dollars that has to be done
to renovate it.
To renovate Sussex, because
Harper must have left it a mess.
Gone over it. But yeah, there's millions of dollars in renovations needed.
Now
he's living in the little Sussex cottage, which is like a 8,000 square foot cottage.
It's a 32-story cottage.
It's massive,
with lake views and ocean views and planet views.
And
it's essentially there's an observatory.
It's the only primary residence of a leader that has a view of the summit of Mount Everest.
Looking down
on the summit. That's the Canadian. That's what. Yeah, right.
That says Canada to me, my friend.
Yeah. So then the one thing I want to quickly touch on here is you're familiar with school boards.
Yeah, I sure am. I love any kind of stiff board.
No. It's not
school or otherwise.
It's not what your teacher used to strike you with.
A stiff board.
Anyway, Halloween's coming up, which I don't observe, right, for obvious reasons.
Pagan.
No.
Is it the witch thing? You're an anti-witch?
I'm a devout Christian.
So you can't embrace the dark arts.
I cannot. No, Halloween. Anyway, here, and I'm sure there's other schools, kids are not allowed to bring anything that resembles a weapon with their Halloween costume. Of course, no plastic guns.
So if you're a pirate, no swords.
You're at no swords, no way. No canes. Listen to this one. No lightsabers. Because do you know how many lightsaber deaths there are in the States? Like there is.
It's the unintentional lightsaber death.
But the fact is, so the fact is, I was allowed to. Basically, we brought weapons to school. We always have
Halloween or otherwise,
and slingshots
Absolutely.
and all that with us, right? Yeah. Always.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you how many violent crimes I've perpetrated since then. Are you ready for this? None.
I'm either going to say a lot or none.
None.
You're due then.
And now my child. He also once had a teacher. He drew comics with guys with laser guns.
Yeah.
And the teacher went around with white tape and put tape over the laser guns on his comic. And I cried censorship.
You can cry censorship. You can cry dictatorship.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can cry. What else goes with a ship joke?
Or
I don't
crying.
know.
What else goes with crying?
Yeah. Or crying.
With me, there's
ship.
a lot that goes on with crying.
You're crying right now.
I know. I've been crying the whole show. literally.
So no weapons. Well, that's, given our crazy world that we live in,
Yeah.
all it takes for is little Johnny to show up at the elementary school going, oh, look, I got an assault rifle. And then there's like, I'm into plastic assault rifle. And then before you know it, little Johnny splattered all over because they.
So
took
wait a
him
second.
SWAT team.
Wait a second. Did little Johnny bring a real assault rifle? I couldn't figure that out.
No, he wasn't able to say plastic before they gunned him down in cold blood.
Oh, that's him being gunned
yeah.
down.
Little Johnny got it.
Yeah.
And now his mom and dad. Hey, hi, Mr. and Mrs. Little Johnny. Yeah, a bit of an issue at school today.
Johnny brought in a plastic assault rifle.
Yeah, for his costume.
Yeah.
Did he win?
Yeah.
No. He's kind of dead, actually.
Yeah. No, he lost the big game. I
In
know.
a way, he won, but
And it's
that's the problem.
It's because from what I gather from Facebook, we live in an out of control.
Miracle of Facebook.
We live in what is an out of control police state,
and we're lucky.
Where cops are nervous and paranoid.
We're lucky to live in an out of control police state.
We don't live on that so much in Canada. They definitely do down in the States.
Yeah, and then if you want to go over to Africa,
well, that's kind of a different kettle of fish.
In fact, that's Africa's slogan is, if you want to take the law into your own hands, think Africa.
Let me tell you quickly about one of my tales of Africa, because as you know, I've trotted the globe extensively.
You've dabbled in the dark country yourself.
I've been to the dark continent.
Dark continent,
yes,
sorry.
That's fine.
Who came up with that name?
I know. It seems
Were
racist.
they there at night?
It seems racist. It really does. But for some reason, it's acceptable to say that. Like if we call North America the white continent, it just wouldn't. It wouldn't be as popular.
No, it wouldn't. Anyway, go on. You were there.
Anyway.
You were there in Kenya.
Well, we were in Tanzania.
Ah, Tanzania.
But speaking about police states.
Then
we went into Rwanda.
Ooh.
And as you're traveling through Rwanda and Burundi and Zaire, you get stopped about every 30 seconds by a different group of men wielding machine guns. And you don't know if they're cops. You don't know if they're military. Yeah. You don't know if they're a gang.
What you know is they got machine guns.
They got machine guns. So what you need, here's what you need. Somebody who speaks Swahili. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
One. Yeah. And that somebody has a stack of American dollars.
A wad of cash.
And it was no problem.
So,
we got through, but we stopped. It seemed like every 30 seconds we stopped.
So the roadblocks were effectively, hi, welcome to Burundi.
Burundi, yes.
I wonder if that's Burundi now.
It could be them calling.
And then it says...
they always call when we talk about them.
You do have money, right? Yes, we do. Or no, we don't.
Yeah, we don't at first, of course.
Yeah. Oh, then we must kill you. But we just want to drive right... Yeah. No money, we kill you.
I've got 10. I got $10. No, I need 20. Listen to that.
Hold on a sec.
That's you.
It's weird. .ca.
Yeah.
Name your number. I'm called. At our earliest convenience.
Your convenience.
I used to say www. Stuff. Oh.
Don't you love it when somebody says, hi, it's me? Do you know who it is, by the way?
I know who this is.
You know who that is.
Yeah. It's a Sultan of Burundi.
Because what people don't know is we record this on location at your place of work.
Yeah. And now people are phoning after hours.
Yeah, I know. The reason she's calling, and this happens all the time, because she knows you're not here. So she's leaving a really uncomfortable message. I think.
Yeah.
Did I just hear her mention lawsuit or something?
Yeah,
or police? What was that?
I get a lot of them. I tell people just to roll it into one large class action lawsuit.
Foreclosure? She's really going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, did
you say close-ups of the front?
I think that maybe you're getting charged for this phone call. Is this possible?
Oh, wait a sec. This might be the call I'm expecting from Thailand. Just a second.
Do you get like callbacks from your 900 number? Actually,
I got to take this. This is from Thailand. This is a friend of mine, a special friend I have there.
Like when you call those $5 minute things that you do.
Yeah.
Often do you get them to call you back? I mean, that'd be a good way to do it. If you could say, you get somebody on there and you're like, hey, I want to have sexual talk with you. right? And they're like, yeah, and you've already paid $3.99 for the first minute, right? Then you say, oh, just a second, something's wrong with my phone. Can you try calling me back? And then you click, and then they call you back. You trick them.
Yeah. So now they're paying $3.99.
Well, I don't know if it doesn't matter at that point. At that point, for all intents and purposes, it's free for you, and that's all that really matters.
I wonder though if she's halfway through, you're really cute, and you're really, hey, wait a minute, did I just call you?
Yeah,
and then
I know.
she figures it out halfway through the.
You know what that is? That's a mood killer. I've experienced that kind of thing in person before. What do we got on the exchange? Do you have it there somewhere? The Salt Spring Exchange is locally. We have, Matt calls it an electronic bulletin board.
I think it is.
It's kind of like a Craigslist for this little backwards island we live on. This little forward, backward, screwed up.
It's more of a
island,
backwater than
backwater freak show of an island. Nosy, freak,
self-centered,
self-centered people on this island.
Opinionated, overly opinionated,
anyway,
underly
so
opinionated.
people come on here on the exchange,
Salt Spring Exchange,
and they sell stuff. They tell us that you got a grape. This is some kind of entertainment thing. They lose their chicken. So what do you got?
Well, it's funny you should ask, John. Every time I go to the exchange looking for interesting listings, I'm never disappointed. It always works. I always find them. And tonight I found 3.
Basically, when you go on this, and it's saltspringexchange.com, when you go on this, you don't have to usually go past the first one and you found something weird.
You don't have to go deep with the exchange to find the listings you're looking for. And I say listings, that's plural.
Yeah.
There's so many.
Hundreds a day.
And some are timely. We got a Halloween one this time around.
Good.
We got a rant.
Well, it's really Halloween and this whole haunted season is really Salt Spring's time to shine. We're between the fall equinox and the winter solstice. And this is the time of griffins and robes and staffs and henges. It's the time when pixies really come out and the spirits come in and play games with us on Salt Spring. Sprites, various wooded elves and gnomes, perhaps. You might have centaurs present. Salt Spring is rife with these things. And Centaur season, by the way, opens tomorrow. You
know what I like that they've done about Centaur is they used to be Centaur Day, like Boxing Day, but now it's Centaur Week.
Yeah, Centaur Week. So you got a week. You got a week to bag them. And basically, I think, I don't know. How many do you have mounted? I've got one mounted, and you want to stay away from the headshots, right?
Yeah, you do. It messes up the mounting.
Yeah, you do. So basically, chest cavity, somewhere like that. If you're going to...
You talking about shooting a griffin?
No, shooting a centaur.
Or a centaur.
If you're going to shoot a centaur. Griffins, nobody freaking
They're
cares.
tough to take down. You know what they say about a centaur? They say that you shoot a deer, but you murder a centaur. Have you heard that before?
It depends on which way it's facing, really.
I bet if its ass is facing you, it would take a lot of buckshot.
I think that's the better thing about the body shot with the centaur, too. It feels more like you're shooting a deer. Like if you shoot it in the head or chest.
I feel like you shoot a guy.
I feel like you shoot a person, a guy, or I don't know if women centaurs exist. But I've only seen guy centaurs because basically my only real reference for centaurs is classical art and the cartoon Hercules.
Right, because you don't see them in modern times. Like when you're looking at Doonesbury.
Yeah, no.
It's not Duke and Centaur.
Yeah, but there is centaur. Let's face it. They wouldn't have a centaur week if there weren't centaurs out there.
Well said.
On to the exchange.
Here's some what I found in the exchange. I'll start with this Halloween one because I think it's great. It's Halloween around the corner. You okay?
Yep.
And this guy is he's sitting at home with his wife, and he's thinking to himself.
So wait a second, are you setting the scene?
Yes, I'm setting the scene.
It's not very often you set a scene.
I think it's important to know that some guy.
I like that.
This ad didn't type itself from out of nowhere. Somebody had to think. It's premeditated. This is premeditated.
Yeah,
advertising.
okay. But I like the scene setting. That's good. You're painting
sitting home with the wife.
Picture the theater of our mind.
Honey, it's Halloween this Saturday. Oh, good. I love Halloween, honey. I don't have a costume. What? But it's Tuesday and Halloween's on.
Saturday. Yeah.
What should I do? I don't have an imagination. So why don't you put something on the exchange? That's a good idea. I'll go to the exchange. I'll post. And this is what I got. He opens up with, are you ready? Hi there.
Yeah.
I want to stop right there. Anybody opens his ad with hi there.
So, okay, wait a second. That's you don't like that.
If he had said hi there with a question mark.
Hi there? What about hello there?
Or there, hi.
So hi there bothers you.
It really bugged me.
Okay.
It wasn't even capitalized properly either.
Oh,
and then he says, I'm wanting a little help for my costume this year. A little help? You've gone to the exchange and you just want what do you want, eyeliner? You got the whole thing, but you just need eyeliner?
He wants all the help.
He wants all the help, not a little help. Passive aggressive.
Yeah.
Looking for a couple of things.
So,
a little help is now several.
All right. Already we're out of a little help.
And then he opens up with a grass skirt. I need a grass skirt. Yeah, I phoned him right away. I got a few. What size are you?
Yeah, tons
I'm
of
a 44. Are you 44 long, 44 short? He says 44 long. I go, got it. I got it right here.
Great. I've got a short too in case the long doesn't work.
He says, great. And then I just hung up on him.
Yeah, so.
He didn't anyway. Grass shirt, wild witch doctor necklace. You remember what it said earlier? I need a little help.
Oh my God.
Now he needs a wild witch doctor necklace.
His standards are really high.
Dark brown body paint.
Okay, so this is
and maybe a bone I can tie into my hair. Thank you so much. So in other words, I'll describe the costume. If you could put it together for me.
Yeah.
And then call me when it's done and then get it to me.
You know what he should do? He should also suggest that several people try to contact each other to get it together for him.
If you only have the bone and you know a guy with a grass skirt, could you please call him for me?
Call him. And so wait a second. So the guy calls and says, yeah, I've got a grass skirt. And then he'll say, have you heard from a guy with a bone yet? No. Okay, call me back when you got a bone.
When the bone guy calls, call the brown guy with the paint.
When the bone guy and the necklace guy. So wait a second. This sounds racist. But wait, so he's obviously he wants to be a witch doctor.
Funny,
a
eh?
soothsayer.
Yeah, he's a shaman.
A shaman.
He's funny, and you show up in.
Did he say what he wants to be?
No, but here's my guess. We go to the party on Saturday night he's at. We're standing there and go, oh, here's Biff. And Biff walks in. He's like a ghost. He's got a sheet on his head with two eyes cut in. Biff, I saw your ad. I know. Nobody helped me.
Nobody helped him, so he just had to go
I didn't get no
sheet.
Grass skirt. I didn't get the brown body paint so I could look.
The white sheet, which is also not racist either.
It's not if it's rounded at the top.
But
if it's pointy in any way,
of course,
then you got
another
costume altogether. Anyway, that's good luck with that. I look forward to your ad next week when you tell us all to go to hell.
Well, you know what? He's friggin' lazy.
You think?
Go out and cut some grass, build a skirt with friggin' duct tape or something.
You can use stinging nettle.
Go down to the thrift store and buy a fat necklace, and then there's friggin'
over to Mowat's for a can of tar.
Yeah, tar is spray paint, and then a bone. You know, there's bones in Mowat's too.
By the fish or the fish tank there. They got
those rawhide bones,
wow,
and that would just make it more funny. Anyway, go and do that, buddy, and don't ever post on the list again.
Don't ever you come on this show again. Anyway. And now we got a rant. There was a rant, and you don't often see rants.
And it's not from me.
Because you got to put your name on there. You can't just rant anonymously.
Yeah.
And I won't mention the woman who's ranting, but I know her. And I know her husband. I've slept with her husband.
Do I know her?
Do you know Cindy?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's her.
Yeah.
Have you ever slept with her husband? I have.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
It says she rants to the woman at Art Spring last night who doesn't seem to understand the meaning of no flash photography.
Okay.
You know, she gave this woman an out who doesn't seem to understand.
Oh.
There's your out. That's where the lawyer jumps in and goes, my client clearly didn't seem to understand. That's why she went ahead and did what she did. Well, she shouldn't have. Well, she seemed to understand.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Some gray area there, right?
Yeah.
If the lady ranting had just said, if that's two-eyed, four-eyed biatch with the camera didn't get it that there's no flash photography, I should have taught you a lesson by just laying haymakers.
Under what circumstances now do they not allow flash photography?
Well, I don't know what you know about performers, but they spook easy.
Yeah, I guess so. Did they take it and the performers just scattered off the stage?
Yeah, a lot of them, they don't scatter, they scurry.
They scurry.
Yeah, because they're all little flaky, poet dancer types.
Don't start me.
I was just kidding.
Don't start me on drama types.
I love poetry, drama, dancing types. I love them. I mean,
you know what I really love is going and hanging around with an improv team. just and basically making a rule. Let's not do any improv, and then see how long it is before one of them tries to do improv.
Yeah,
it's usually no less than no more than 30 seconds.
Ironically, trying to do improv is not doing improv.
No, because you're trying. But they do improv no matter what. They can't stop themselves. Okay, I'm a car. Oh, you're a car? Okay, I'll be a driver. Wait, I'll be the driver in front of the driver. And they all try to be somebody better. I'll be the driver in front of that driver that's in front of that driver that's actually driving.
So if they go to a bar, they just kick into that and they can't get out of a loop? They get stuck in that loop of improv?
No, because usually a bouncer comes along and just stoves their head in.
I've had improvers in here before.
If you have luck, no improvers in my place.
It says right there, no gang colors, no improvers.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, I like that. You know what?
Off the hook.
I applaud the woman doing flash photography.
And by all means, use flash photography.
Yeah.
Really?
Think of the Beatles at Shea Stadium without flash photography.
I went to an event a while ago where they actually had pretend flash photography going off.
Exactly.
To kind of heighten the atmosphere.
Exactly. Thank you. So to the lady at Art Spring, clearly that show, whatever it was you were watching, it needed flash photography. You were doing them a favor by trying to have them have like strokes or seizures.
When I see somebody complain about that kind of thing, I think the person complaining, they've got a problem.
Yeah.
Go get it fixed.
Yeah. The person complaining, the ranting on this one, should have just left.
Yeah, exactly. If they don't
clearly I'm out of step with today's modern flashing society. I'm going to leave.
Yeah.
I'm going to go home and drink some tea and cry.
Yeah. By coal oil lantern. What's the third one?
And third and finally, ladies and gentlemen, it's not the, I probably shouldn't say this, but show unless you talk about death.
Right. That's one of our MOs.
Death is, well, it always seems to be close to me. I hold it dearly.
Yeah. That's funny. You and death, it's funny. It'd be funny if you died sometime between this and the next show, eh?
I don't know how funny that would be. I don't think it would be funny.
Well,
it would be ironic, but not funny.
And then what would happen? Like if you really did, then I would get blamed, kind of, for jinxing you.
Kind of.
So you think I'd be totally to blame because I said that?
It would depend how I died. If I was standing on a corner and you shoved me in front of a bus.
That's suicide.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's what I'd say. He just jumped. I tried to grab him.
But we have it here on flash photography.
Yeah. See, that doesn't. If you're pushing or grabbing, it looks like the same thing in a still. Right? Because your hands are there. It looks like I'm pushing you, but I could say, no, I was just about to try and grab him, and he leapt in front of the bus.
And the lady who got the picture, it flashed, and it blurred out your hands because of the flash washed out, so she couldn't tell definitively whether it was like the Zapruder tape.
It's never been a big deal with me and you anyway, because whenever you and I go...
One of us is going to kill the other sooner or later.
Well, but when we go on a trip that involves aeroflights... Right. Whenever we do that,
I don't like aeroflighting.
I know you don't. I'll come in and see you. I don't really love it either, but I'll come and see you. And you'll be off to Mexico or whatever it is you go, and you'll go. By the way, if my plane crashes tomorrow, I'll see you in hell. We say that to each other every time we take off like that. Yeah. So we're kind of jinxing it then.
Well, I don't think we have the ability to jinx. This is my whole thing. If I say, "Well, I sure hope the plane don't crash," it's not going to crash because I said that. Yeah. It doesn't work like that. It will crash because a mechanic left a screw off.
Oh yeah,
and the wing fell off.
But wait,
that's why it'll really crash.
But wait, could it be attributed to you? Like, okay, the butterfly effect. Wait, so the butterfly effect. So you say, "Boy, I sure hope my plane doesn't crash." And then a butterfly flies near and you kind of swat it away, and it beelines it right for a mechanic. Right? Yeah. And then it gets in his face when he's tightening that one nut, just by chance.
Right.
But not by chance.
Because if I had said nothing, would it have done the same?
It's the same butterfly, right? And then the butterfly's in the guy's face, and he's trying to tighten this nut, or whatever it is. And the next thing you know, you're parading onto that airplane, and then you're inverted at 90 degrees straight in to the ground.
But wouldn't that
750 kilometers?
Wouldn't that apply every time you said something like that?
Well, I thought that's what
not just with airplanes.
I thought that's what the butterfly effect was.
Like if I say I go to a restaurant, and I go, "Gee, I hope this dinner doesn't suck." Does a butterfly all of a sudden bounce off my head and go into the kitchen and catch a chef in the eye? And
what if you eat the butterfly by mistake and it's like an incredibly poisonous butterfly? Like it lands on your dinner and you think it's one of those decorative edible flowers.
So to say things like, I don't want to jinx that, I think that's very self-centered.
Have you ever been served a salad with edible flowers on them?
Yes.
Do you eat the edible flowers?
No, I remember killing the chef.
Okay, let me. We weren't scheduled to talk about this at all, but I really want to know. I really have to know. Did we even get to the thing on the exchange?
We almost did.
Yeah, I really
we
want
started
to
talking about death.
Well, just let me tell you this, just quickly. Okay, salads. Okay, if I get a salad with flowers,
edible flowers, or otherwise,
mandarin oranges, apples, or raisins in it, or cranberries.
I think that's a
or
Waldorf.
grapes.
Isn't that a Waldorf? Throw a little mayo and you got a Waldorf salad.
The woman who crossed off my son's guns, Waldorf teacher. So there you go.
Really?
Yeah, and they think they're so smart with their little apple-y salad.
Next time she gets on a plane, jinx it.
If I'm at somebody's house and the host or hostess comes up to me and says, "Please have some salad," and I see what looks like
any one of
segment
those,
of an orange,
yeah.
It's up in their face.
Yeah, it's like that scene in the James Cagney movie.
And then it's haymakers. Don't give me salad with edible flowers because I won't eat them. You're wasting edible flowers. Oh, that salad's beautiful.
Yeah.
Let's all eat it and digest it.
Ugh.
I know that. Okay.
Ugh.
I know you're not comfortable with the digestion process.
Not
I mean,
as
you are.
such.
You
Well,
are.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
You are in the terms that your body does it efficiently.
Yeah, I just don't want to see it. It's like a lot of things. You don't want to. I don't want to X-ray eyes and say, "Gee, she's cute." I'll just X-ray eye her digestive system.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, can I finish the exchange and then we'll move on?
Let's do that.
It's about death, John. Remember, we all full circle. We started with death.
Yes.
And it's called the Death Cafe.
Is this a new cafe opening up?
It's not actually. It's a play.
Oh, okay.
And it says, if death is the last stop for all of us, why are we not talking about it more? Yeah.
Do you know how much we're talking about it more? Do you know how much
Hold on.
death?
The Death Cafe is part of a global movement of people who are going to die. It's part of a global movement to increase awareness of death. That's right, awareness. What? I'm going to die? What the? With a view to help people make the most of their lives. It's not grief support or counseling. It's simply a conversation. Okay, here's the deal. If you want to squeeze the most out of life, I mean, really wring the rag there.
Yeah.
Here's what you do.
Yeah.
On your right shoulder, if you're left-handed, is you put a little, like a bobblehead of the Grim Reaper.
Gotcha.
And you park it right there.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Grim Reaper bobblehead, got it, right
there.
shoulder.
Yeah.
Like a parrot on a pirate.
Yeah. It's the Grim Reaper.
And every morning, every minute, every second that you're awake and you have your eyes open, just glance a little to your right.
Yeah.
Catch a glimpse of him.
There he is.
And then keep doing whatever it was you were doing.
Or do whatever you want to do.
And then every now just look over. Oh, geez.
There he is. Yeah. And then keep going.
We've had the conversation about death. That's all you need to know.
I pictured more like a little baby Grim Reaper, like in a Jerry in a backpack. One of those things that you put your little babies in. So like a baby Grim Reaper on your back.
Would it talk to you?
No, it might coo a little bit when it's happy. It might coo a little bit of gurgle.
Death is never happy. Anyway,
not according to this play. Death is
Death Cafe.
My thing is, death is well represented in society.
Really? It says here.
There's an old saying about death and taxes that we hear all the time.
It says here they want to increase awareness of death.
But that seems.
You would have to really look hard and far to, hey Bill, the bit about we're all going to die is really what?
Yeah, exactly. What do you mean?
What are you talking about? I need to increase your awareness of death, Bill. My awareness of what? What the hell? Me?
What's death? It's where your life ends. What do you mean ends? Define it. So, do you think there's anybody out there that as soon as you're born,
increase the awareness?
As soon as you're born, one of the first things you know when you're about 5 seconds old is like, oh my God, it's coming down the pike.
It's
coming
ticking
down the pike. So I'm not too worried about that. I think maybe the coping with the concept of death might be...
No, I think increasing the awareness of death is
but awareness
really...
seems like a weird language because I think most
in your
people
little
are
world
aware.
It is.
Yeah.
No, apparently not.
But if I walked up, okay, let's say I went to 100 people and I took a poll and I said to them, walked around the street with a clipboard and I just wrote down 1 to 100. And then I had under one column that says aware of death. Okay. And the next column, not aware of death. And I'll say to the person, are you aware of death? They'll say yes. Click. I bet you I'd have 100 checks under people that are aware of death out of 100 people. And I bet you if I did 1,000, they'd be aware of it.
I'm certain you're right on this one.
So I don't know how people are going to increase it above 100%.
So when this play opens on whatever night it opens, say Friday, and the cast comes out and there's nobody in the audience. When I say nobody, I mean the room's empty.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, geez, this is hard. We're really going to have to. People are so unaware.
You could say the place is dead.
Yeah.
Right? And I guess they wouldn't think that's funny, or maybe it's a different way to be aware about it.
Nothing increases the awareness of death more for me than, say, a guy up a bell tower.
Yeah, then
That
you're
really
puts the
emphasis on death and its awareness.
We should get a bell tower here.
We got that fire tower. You know, it's not high enough.
It's pretty high.
You know what it is? You recognize everyone you would gun down.
Yeah,
and you kind of feel bad. I'm going to kill it. Oh, geez, that's Mary. I like her. Hey, Mary.
Hey, Mary.
How you doing? Set a bill for me.
Move over a little bit. I don't know the person. Oh, yeah, I do. Hey, it's Bill.
Hey, Ralph.
Yeah, that would be hard.
It's trying to kill people in a small town is very tough.
But the clock tower here has a view of Saturday Market.
You could get a lot of tourists.
Yeah, it's just like shooting tourists in a market. It's the only metaphor
I that's the equivalent of
come up
fish
with.
In a barrel. Is that what you're?
Yeah, it's all I could come up with.
It's like shooting tourists in a barrel.
Yeah, it's like shooting tourists in a barrel. Do you just quickly and answer me honestly? Do you think I'm fat?
I have to answer your question with a question. What is our reference point? Fat compared to what?
Okay, I'm 5'11" and a half.
You're fat. Fat.
I haven't started to illustrate my reference really.
I'm a blimp.
Okay, let me. Okay, Just a second. Just one.
I make that sound when I walk.
It's like thunder and steps. Okay, let's try this. 6'2".
I'm 6'2".
Okay. Picture my frame being 6'2".
Yeah.
Am I fat?
No, you're perfect. You're right on the money.
Really?
Yeah, you're
okay,
right on the
so
money.
I'm not close. So
maybe what you really is you're short.
Maybe I just need to get heels.
If you were taller, you wouldn't look as fat as you do.
Start wearing heels.
And you'll look really fat when you're walking away from us.
Do you know where I put my weight on?
Hips.
My hips and my ass, just like my grandfather did. He had childbearing
Could
hips.
we have one conversation that doesn't involve your grandfather's ass?
It wasn't really his ass. We were talking about his hips, but his ass is attached to kind of the back of his hips.
I know. I get the yeah.
It was attached. He's dead.
Jeez.
Thanks for bringing it up.
Well, we have to talk about the awareness of death, John. If you're not aware that your grandfather's dead, then I'm sorry, buddy.
Do you know somebody who has that's who they should be talking to. These people should be having seances and letting dead people know, give them the awareness that they're dead. Like, I get that because they might not know they're dead. If there's an afterlife, they might not have any idea.
You know what would be really great is waking someone up from the afterlife who's in total darkness. You know, when you go fade to black.
Yeah.
So the guy's dead.
Yeah.
Has no conscience whatsoever, and you wake him up. Hey, are you aware of death?
Yeah.
No, I was in this pitch black place with nothing, and now I'm aware again. Oh, geez.
Yeah. See, that would
interrupt. Well, back to death you go.
That would interrupt the big sleep.
You know, if you're gonna, leave me alone. When I finally get there, leave me alone, everybody. Don't reach out from this world. Just leave me alone. I'm in a happier place.
Really, my ass is fat.
Your ass is gigantic, John. It's not the biggest I've seen, but it's not the not biggest I've seen either.
I'm on a diet now. Why are you laughing?
Let me guess. You print out the diet every day on a piece of paper and then eat the piece of paper.
And then I sit on it, and then I print out the word diet on a piece of paper and sit on it. I'm on a diet.
Okay. Here, can I give you a little advice?
Yeah.
Eat healthy.
Yeah.
Lose weight. Die anyway.
What about the exercise? How does that fit in?
Eat healthy, exercise, lose weight, die anyway.
Okay, the death thing. Should I become more aware of death in this process?
Eat healthy,
Yeah.
lose weight,
Yeah.
exercise, become more aware of death, die anyway. Do you see
Yeah.
do you see the one constant in there?
Eating healthy so far was the one constant.
Yes, it's all about eating healthy. If you eat healthy enough, you'll live for, well, not that long.
I always wonder that when somebody in their 50s, says, "Oh, that's it. I'm cutting out dairy." Are they going to add any meaningful amount of time onto their life?
None. Further to your point, and a very fine point it is, there was a report that came out today about bacon.
Oh.
And it said, and I quote, or something like that, bacon causes cancer.
Yeah.
And of course, everyone's in a hue and cry because what's the point of living if you can't have bacon?
Yeah.
But the question really should be, how much bacon causes cancer?
Yeah.
Right? Like 5 pigs worth?
I believe
3 strips?
I believe that oxygen.
A rasher?
I believe that oxygen causes cancer as well. And
How much bacon would you have to consume?
I got on this on the miracle of Facebook, and somebody mentioned something. No, it was because that was from the WHO, the World Health Organization, put that out.
Who are you?
Yeah, and so I wrote on my the miracle of Facebook status. Do I say it like that?
Yeah.
And I wrote, I don't want Roger Daltrey and Pete Townsend telling me whether to eat meat or not. And nobody got it.
Yeah.
The WHO is the WHO, right?
Yeah.
That nobody got that, but they got into a discussion about eating meat, of course. And somebody went on about me not eating meat, and I did a little research.
Yeah.
Humans have been kind of eating meat for 2.5 million years, which is a good stretch of for stuff to evolve in our gut. To process meats.
Yeah.
Even more interesting.
Yeah.
Is that, humans started cooking meat. And when we started doing that, and the protein would change, and that basically made our brains grow.
Yes, to what they are today.
And made us incredibly intelligent, a lot more intelligent than just about every friggin' stupid animal out there.
Absolutely. Or even more.
We are more intelligent than every stupid animal out there. And
including us.
Dolphin people, elephant people, go to hell.
Yeah, well said.
Go to hell.
Ravens,
yeah. Oh, they like shiny things. You know what? So do infants, and they're dumb too. So basically, what I'm saying is, it evolved our intelligence eating cooked meat, and if it wasn't for our ancestors eating cooked meat, vegans would be too dumb to think that it's smarter to not eat meat. It was because of us. They're using our intelligence as a launching pad.
I know. The irony. Oh, the
Humans'
irony.
brains didn't grow on tofu.
Yeah.
We didn't eat tofu. If there was a band of hunters walking the tundra, back 400,000 years ago, and they saw over on one side they saw a buffalo, right, and then over the other side they saw a tofu,
or a bush of lavender,
whatever. They'd walk over to the tofu, right, and they'd kill it for sport and leave it. And they'd go to the buffalo and they'd hack the thing up and they would just cut into it.
You think the buffalo
usually
would run
while
away,
it's still alive.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the brutal reality of it.
I get it. Life is not fair.
Every time there's no way a caveman would take tofu over.
No.
Over it. So vegetarians and vegans, you're welcome. On behalf of all the meat eaters, thank you. Don't trail it off like that. I don't like it when claps trail off like that. I think it's better.
I'm glad I'm not a vegan or a vegan right now. That's for sure.
God.
That's for sure.
Well, that's about enough of that.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you had fun. The main thing is you had a good time. You got out of the house.
Yeah, you too.
Another evening successfully away from the family.
Yeah, I'll say.
Can't put a price on that.
What are you doing later?
I'm going to go to the bar, and then I'm going to go sleep in the park.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's so
be there too.
interesting.
Got those bunk bed benches now. They're pretty sweet.
Oh my gosh.
You have been listening to,
Banana Joe,
I
you know
probably
Banana
shouldn't
Joe?
say
Actually,
this,
you can thank
but
him for that.
with John Bateman and Matt Steffich. Full
Lobby-
podcasts
lobby-
available at ipsstb.com. Tune in next Tuesday.